Good evening, Eternal. More correspondent JChalant, KOTT News, here on the scene in Everfall as the heavyweight championship title belt gets underway. The championship belt rings and the champs fall out onto the field, racing to meet the challengers of Emotional Damage, who have seen to run over to the Charlie Point en masse. The champs have given me their game plan for tonight. They have told me that they plan on holding B and B alone. They're going out and openly skirmishing on the field to warm up for tonight before settling on the B point and seeing how the fight goes. Early indications are that they're not adhering to that plan. Perhaps they might have to get back. But while they are settling into their position, deciding on how things are going to go down, let me give you the plan for tonight. As always, the first plan is to don't die, stay alive. It's the first rule of war correspondence. Tonight's heavyweight championship title belt is brought to you by LARPCO. Only LARPCO's patent-pending foam core technology brings you safety, durability, and longevity. LARPCO's patent-pending foam core projectiles are being used in tonight's muskets. They have been augmented to replace the most recent artillery shells that were used before that were found to be firing too rapidly. We had to make some adjustments in the interest of safety, and that's why we were doing that now. One of the objectives has fallen as pursuant to the plan as the champs fall back on Bravo and allow the emotional damage. The CEOs of Beijing Corn come up over the hill, preparing to take a spot up on a mountain. It looks like there's a little bit of a skirmish going up on the mountain. I'm going to go ahead and get on my handy-dandy LARPCO brand zoom-in super brand camera. For those of you who enjoy the graphics, here's what's going on here. 28 minutes remain in the heavyweight championship bout. Over there on the distant hill, it is too late for that challenger. They are no longer in the fight. Rule number 2 of war correspondence is that I am to give you the honest and sincere effort to get in there, but as you can see, the champs are clearly holding B, as these challengers may be in a little over their head. The level of difficulty here in Everfall is quite high. And speaking of Everfall, this is a record-tying attempt for the champs. This will be the 13th straight Never Fall hold for Strawberry. A win tonight will give them 13 straight holds in Everfall, tying them with the all-time Never Fall record, with Regine, a Covenant company, who first sailed ashore on Camelot. As A begins to fall, let me go on over there and see what I can get going on over there. Got to make up some time. Got to move fast, as they say. I beg your pardon. I forgot I had switched over to my handy-dandy LARPCO camera. And, it's Evil Ping. I hope he doesn't inadvertently think that I'm taking a long look at him. Yeah, it looks like the plan, as stated before, they're going to go hit him up on the road and take out some, what I would presume are free kills, since they weren't paying too close of attention. Evil Ping would have been a mercenary in Phil, and down he goes. Sorry, Evil. And it looks like DT Soldier having an encounter out on the side. They're letting him go. What do we got over here? Who is this individual who's about to go down? Good day. Brimstone Sands. Brimstone Sands falls. As I understand it, that would be JDB's Kitchen reacquiring the desert dunes of Brimstone Sands from the Marauders of Unethical. I was unable to get a press pass for that, but why would anyone want to be there when you could be here for the heavyweight championship bout? Fight of the night inside the fight of the night. Anro defending themselves against Alejandro. But it looks like they're, they might be getting away from it. How they got away, I'm not sure, but they did. Changing plans, just give B. It looks like they're calling an audible. That's why you check the screen every now and again. Well, folks, ladies and gentlemen, as I do, I give you a fair and honest attempt to get in close to the news. So down onto the battlefield we go. Into the heavyweight championship bout we stumble over into the ring. Don't want to get too close. Got to make sure we got good angles over here. As the champs give them a left hook, right cross, and an uppercut. Reacquire Alpha. I'm going to circle around a little bit while I'm sitting here thinking about it. I do have, this might be the play, except it might not. Yeah, let's do it now. I got potions on 6. We're going to go for War Correspondence Challenge number 3. encircle the enemy assault camp. Right? Oh, if we can do this, this only serves to demean the enemy. Oh, we're just kidding. It's a tactical measure of my ability to remain stealthy, and it gives me an opportunity to discuss the game and talk to members of the community. Members of the community, like the craft services crew. It's thanks to contributions like members of the craft services crew that I'm able to eat. Thank you, members of the craft services crew, for your generous contributions on Patreon. I don't do enough Patreon shoutouts. I don't dox you out here because you may not want people to know who you are. We're going to take a little bit of a wide berth over here as we approach this other side. I do have speed potions on 6. This is a good angle. I like this. Oh, that guy comes out the gate. I might be in trouble. So if I can get behind this, doesn't seem to see me. I don't think any of them see me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, war correspondent JChalant deep undercover behind the enemy lines as the heavyweight champions contend with the challengers of emotional damage. I can't do both jokes at the same time. As emotional damage continue to persist in their efforts to acquire land here on the island, this time challenging one of the island's powerhouses for the island central corridor region of Everfall. The island region dedicated, is that the word I'm looking for? Designated as the defensive holding territory of the island. Whomsoever holds this territory the longest shall be deemed the heavyweight champ of Eternum. I think this is a great camera position, so long as nobody thinks I'm shooting at them. Emotional damage, starting to make moves around the corner. I'm not really... that guy might be coming for me, so I need to start thinking about getting out of here. But as you can see, their forces... Oh, out of the frying pan and into the fire! Gotta make some moves. Don't want them coming too close after me. I know that they were right there. We'll get away from bonfire. We'll go up... Oh, shoot. Oh, look, it's a good thing that guy... Either he saw the press pass or he knew what he was getting into. I way undershot where I thought I was. Got my head spun around in that moment. I kind of violated my own rule. That guy's coming after me. I see him. Yeah. Now I'm going the other way. I recognize both these dudes. It's happening. Oh! Guys! Don't you do it! Don't you do it! Oh! Whew! Shoo! I made it! I got away! Now... I'm not going to name any names, but since I just came from an interview in First Light with one of those individuals, we're just going to say that I know who you are, and you know what you just did, and you're on my list. And because I have a right to defend myself, the horn signaling the successful completion of War Correspondence Challenge number 3, encircle the camp, the assault camp of the enemy team, is complete. And that one goes out to the guy who tried to kill me. Jeez Louise. It's a good thing I had on my... LARPco. Its patent-pending foam core technology brings you safety, durability, and fun. LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. Back to the action and back on the battlefield. Whew, whew, whew. All right, I'm going to come over here where all the other teams in blue LARPco are. Hello, LARPco. Hello, LARPco. You guys like LARPco? So do I. As the champs contend with the challengers down around the lake, one of the unique features of Everfall, the lake perspective and the path leading up to it, difficult approach over here. Many teams yield this and then fight over on Bravo and on Distant Charlie. I believe it's Charlie. Let's turn on. Yes, and fight on Charlie. Have I been coming over here where there's people in the way? Yeah, this is where the action is. This is where I said I would be. I'll give you a fair and honest attempt to bring you the action. Who is it? It is DT Soldier and La Habra. Not to be confused with La Havre. It's La Habrea. My accent, excuse me, I'm Midwestern, United States. As I continue to develop my dialogue globally, I continue to develop it with an accent that stems from some unique regions of the United States. And here comes the champs. Unhappy with their decision to hold only 1 point, they have decided to continue holding 2. See, this is the Everfall approach. It's very difficult to take this point on Everfall. You could, early in the game, you could sincerely hold right here. Whoops, that was just Oh, I violated one of the rules in accordance with the rules of simulated fantasy combat resolution. I will now take a violation protocol break for firing my firearm during the protocol. The rule stipulates that I have to read the rule and impose a self-imposed violation for a period of time I deem appropriate, but I can't find the exact length and duration and verbiage of the rule, so let us, just in the fact that I remembered the spirit of the rule, recited said spirit of the rule, back to the action. How much time was left? As we enter the second period of the the second round of the heavyweight championship bout here in Everfall, the champs push back on Bravo all the way down the road. The challengers of emotional damage, learning the hard way that you can't just bring your Beijing corn cans up in here. So sorry, gentlemen. Everybody looks like they're members of the Hanging Out with Your Homies club. No, it was the Kiss Your Homies Goodnight club. Still investigating. I feel those tracers. Are those coming from me or from behind? Oh, look at this guy trying to get it again. Nope. You thought you had it, but you don't. You don't. Going back to home base with the quickness. Oh, that was clever, though. That was clever, though. I saw what he did there. He put in that's twice now. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta stop breaking the rules and start remembering the rules. Rule number 1, don't die, stay alive. All right, rule number 2 is, this is a camera on my back, not a gun. And if I'm gonna go out on the battlefield, I should probably put my rapier on so that I can move with a quickness if I want to be able to do that. But once again, somebody tried to kill me, so I get to signal the JChalant. JChalant, that's me, JC. Survived yet another attempt to kill me. So whoever that was, you're not as good as me this time. Hey, Ace. Always a pleasure to see you. Dragthog. Keep up the great work out there, champ. All right. Scene cut man Mickey. Spit in a bucket. Get some water. Remember to breathe. All right. Execute. They're coming in left to right. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing here. Oh, just spawn camping? All right. That's a little unsportsmanlike, but all right. All right. Okay, back to the action. We've lost some guns on the front part of the fort, but all these horns persist as the champs only brawl. That's all they know what to do. I say that, but there are some muskets back on the back. Heavyweight champs, considering what their strategies are going to be and how they're going to train going forward, as, you know what I'm going to do is go get some more speed potions. As the new rules of simulated fantasy combat resolution come into play here. Whoop. Yep, I'm going to get 4 of those. So I like to move it, and get into my slots. Coming out once again, the Marauders of Emotional Damage. Make their move on the alpha point. The champs roll over and contend. Not moving too quickly into position, but very quickly taking out the opposition. It seems to me as if they were not fully prepared for what might have been there, as I was not fully prepared for somebody to come up behind me to make some noise. From inside the fort, I thought it could have been anything. Been doing some invasions lately, so, I didn't think it was a cow necessarily, but, anything could have been there. All right. Let's see how the champs are doing out in the middle. Once again, Bravo stands tall, uncontested. I thought they were going to brawl on Bravo, but apparently they want to have a fun night of skirmishing, which makes sense. Looks like the emotional fatigue is already set in for emotional damage. They're just not able to finish on their opportunities. Coming in close here. The champs rotate over. Left to right on your radio dial. Moving over onto Charlie. Excuse me, sir. Thanks for watching my back. That was a pretty good slot there. I always forget that you can see. I always forget that you guys play with your UI on. So, that was a pretty good shot, though. And once again, they're pushed off over on Charlie. I'm starting to begin to think that the members of Emotional Damage might have set the difficulty of this particular game a little too high. And, maybe should have... Oh, look, somebody up on the rock and me without my camera. Didn't look like he's coming after me. Okay, that's a big fight there. Big fight on Bravo. unfolding. I kind of want to get in closer, but I don't want to die because that's the first rule of war correspondence. Don't die, stay alive. Clear your 6. Clear your 6. There's the fight. Everybody's fighting on the point here. A little bit of a mass, a little bit of a skirmish. And they're starting to go down already. Boom, 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 boom. I'm starting to believe that some people just are not statistically prepared. Perhaps... Oh, geez, that guy down there went down fast. Perhaps they're not equipment prepared. Perhaps it's a, you know, timing of abilities thing. Because let's face it, gang, Strawberry has a pretty solid group dynamic. Their 5-man squads know how to utilize their assets properly. You know. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Making moves. Is he gonna make it? He might. I'm not risking my life against that guy. First rule of war correspondence is don't die, stay alive. If he wants to be foolish, that's up on him. Alright, let's go up here. We got some more action. Not really. That guy goes down. There's a lot of people going down. And then the dance starts again. This guy's back. Uh-oh. What? They're spawning around the flag. Oh, of course they are, because that's their flag. Oh, man, that guy's been sitting there dancing around that flag that whole time, and I've been thinking that it's our flag. I say ours. And I only mean that in the royal sense of Syndicate, as a due-paying member of the Syndicate faction. I get all types of Syndicate perks. Syndicate benefits. Not quite as great as the Illustrious card, which only a few members of us can get. If you're an Illustrious card member, you know what I'm talking about. Part of me wants to just lob a fireball right in there right now, but not now. Next patch. You all laughed when we picked up the fire staff. We'll see how that goes, though. I am looking forward to the fire staff upgrade. I never did really get around to talking about the game and how things are progressing. These periods of time between patches, when the lull kind of happens, because the normies, the casuals, just kidding, the non-PvP enthusiasts, I will say, don't really hang out as much, so they don't get this kind of exciting nightly content of combat. Again, I'm going to go back to the dynamic of Everfall's Lake. These maps, there should be more. I get it. You want to have a very similar fighting style at every... What is this? What is this? You're just being brutal. They're bullying this guy in the middle of the road next to the lake. I was saying, you like to have a dynamic of similarity, so that the fights are learnable, teachable, showable, right? But at the same time, the map should be slightly different enough. I'm a baseball guy, so I get that. It's like you want the variance in the map to create a diversity in the experience for the viewer and for the player, so that the professional player or enthusiast player as is the case here. Action on Bravo. 10% push. It's not going anywhere. No, it's climbing. Look at that. Oh, but here they come. Look out. No, we were just fooling you. Man, look at those guys. It looks like they all had haste potions. Who needs cleanse when you can get there, my friend? Bang. Oh, somebody just shot at me. Get down. Don't forget the first rule of war correspondence. Check your 6. Don't die, stay... Hey, yeah, the horns. That's what I'm talking about. Let's give it up for the horns. Good job back there, Ace. Ace Combat Kiwi. Not to be confused with any other Kiwi that might be out there. As we enter the third and final round of the Heavyweight Championship bout, it looks like this might be the moment when they yield alpha, and I might want to get back up into the press box to give an overview of what's going on out there. Hey, Baboon. From the press box perspective. Boop. Welcome back, Eternum War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News, here in Everfall as we enter the third round of the Heavyweight Championship bout between the Marauders of Emotional Damage. I can't do both jokes at the same time. It's Emotional Damage! Trying to take on the Heavyweight Champs of Eternum in Strawberry, who, with a victory tonight, and I'm not calling it, I'm just saying if they are to win tonight, with a victory tonight, would move into a tie for first place on the all-time Neverfall list with 13. Currently holding that record, Regime, a Covenant company from the lands of Camelot. respect regime. Falls quiet on the battlefield as it appears emotional damage is regrouping in the assault camp for one final push. Alpha and Bravo stand tall. Charlie yielded early, but it appears that emotional damage has started to suffer from mental fatigue and have not responded well to the champ's advancements. The champs, fully warmed up and conditioned, prepared to engage any combatant, have been winning most of these skirmishes handedly. It appears to be a statistical advantage, largely, perhaps gear and equipment, and then, of course, on top of that, tactical knowledge and advantage. There are some mercenary forces of note out on the battlefield. I believe the term being bantered about are named war players. Get the old Barbco camera out for this one. See who we got out here as we enter the 6-minute mark. Extremely difficult at this time. The champs entering into victory formation. Soft zone coverage around Charlie Point. Emotional damage going down one at a time as they come out one at a time. It's how it happens. Stay together, live together. Unfortunately, again, this is a spawn camping moment. The champs teaching them a lesson, presumably. Wow. Okay. But again, are they going to advance over to Alpha now? Champs responding to the Alpha fight. Let's get over there as quickly as we can. I've already oh, if I'd have put on my other piece of gear first, I would have been able to do that. Sometimes you forget to make these adjustments mid-fight. Champs switching over. Oh, but then again, I do have this on C. I said C, meant to say 6. Why didn't it fire off? I must not have pressed the right button. Oh, 1, 2. Roots down. 3, 4, 5. They're still standing there, but not anymore. 1 goes down. Rocks, nope. All the ults go, nope, over there. Healer go down over there. I'm sorry, I'm camera center so you can see all the action. I'm kind of looking around everywhere also as the wave, as my eyes are following just the general wave of the body. Murder death ball, that's how it works, gang. You know, you can scale it up as much as you want to. 2v1 will beat, 3v2 will beat 2v1. You know, 50v49, all the way up to the end. 5 minutes remain in the heavyweight championship bout, and I do believe that this is just about a rout. I don't think there's a way conceivably that this happens unless the champs all disconnect simultaneously. Unlikely. I have a right to defend myself. It would require at least a minute for them to capture both objectives, right? Would I be able to hold this with 4 minutes remaining in the fight? I don't think so. Maybe. Maybe if I was more trained. If I wasn't rusty and a retired PvPer. Maybe. Let me get in a little bit closer. Oh, they have destroyed the gates and can now get in and vanquish the assault camp. There are some dynamic elements to this fighting that could be improved upon. I say improved upon. Could be augmented, excuse me. Developers. Don't want to hurt anybody's feeling. Wow, I thought that guy died, but he's just giving it the old dip potato chip, as they say. All right. And here comes... Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Ouch. Let me get out of that. Don't die, stay alive. Somebody was not liking the fact that I was aiming a camera downfield, so they have a right to defend themselves. They don't realize it's a efficiently compact LARPCO branded camera. They only know that it looks like a firearm to them, which, you know, I understand. I understand. I'm gonna get mad at somebody in the heat of battle, seeing somebody dressed in blue. Are they still up on that hill shooting at us? Yep, this one's a rout, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a matter of wrapping it up and standing in line for the payouts. Not me. The news doesn't take payouts. The news works for free. Oh, is that a real fight going on down there? Are we real fighting down here, or are these guys just farting around, feeling each other out? Individual skirmishes tend to break out at the end of fights that are not resolving in a dramatic way, let's just say. You know, No, I don't think there was anything special happening there. I don't think those guys were into anything. Oh well, just feeling each other out, seeing what they got. Oh, it looks like alpha may happen. No, it did not. It did not. And I'm sorry I didn't bring you the action over there. Champ's responding rapidly. And now the point is re-secured. The ebb and flow once again going the way of Strawberry. Moving as one. I am right here, Lil Somner. Whoop. Whoop.
Jackson!
All right, let me get Lil Somner in here. Well, Champ, thanks for stopping and giving me a moment to talk to me about it. It looks like you have things well under control out there. How do you feel the fight's going for you?
It was going pretty easy actually, but these guys are definitely putting up a fight.
Yeah, you got it. Well, I see the clock's winding down, and it looks like you're in victory formation, so I'm just going to go ahead and call it. How's it feel to be tying the Never Fall record at 13?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, I was like I said, I was just making my way to the training post, and Strawberry. They got it down. I mean, they never fall, never fall, never fall.
As the final moments wind down in the heavyweight championship bout, the forces of emotional damage put in their final effort to try to put their final push on the final moment. Oh, somebody snuck up behind me there. I saw red and I thought I was, oh boy. But it's not going to happen. As the forces of Strawberry wind down the clock and secure their 13th straight victory. Holding. Oh, no, not in the final moments. I refuse to accept it. No!